Hello, dear friends. As the new year approaches, I'm feeling excited to welcome fresh beginnings and embrace the possibilities that 2026 brings. It's the perfect moment to reflect and imagine small, meaningful ways to grow. I've been thinking a lot about my own goals, how to become a better version of myself without pressure by taking simple, realistic steps each day. This video is my way of sharing those intentions with you, hoping it sparks ideas you can try too. My aim is to inspire gentle, practical changes that fit into everyday life, rather than drastic resolutions that feel impossible to keep. So, if you're ready to explore simple habits that nurture calm focus and mindful living, keep watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss more practical tips and inspiring ideas that make life lighter and more joyful. I often find myself reflecting quietly on the kind of life I want to live, and I realize that my deepest wish is to keep growing day by day in a way that feels meaningful and true to who I am. I imagine a life that is simple yet vibrant, healthy, yet radiant in its own unique style. It's not about chasing perfection or lofty ideals. It's about choosing actions and habits that genuinely support my well-being and joy. That's why I've set for myself small, concrete goals, the kind that feel manageable yet purposeful. These aren't grand, unattainable dreams. They are everyday practices, little nudges that help me cultivate calm presence and self-respect. I truly believe that real change comes from consistency each day, honoring a tiny habit, reflecting, adjusting, and recommitting. When goals are specific and grounded in reality, they become achievable, and the sense of progress fuels motivation. I remind myself gently that the journey matters more than the finish line, and that even incremental improvements, if pursued with intention, can transform how I feel, how I think, and how I live. Every day is an opportunity to align closer with the life I want, and embracing these little yet deliberate actions is my way of ensuring that future me will be kinder, wiser, and more fulfilled. Now let's talk about my first 2026 goal. Starting the day simply. One of the simplest habits I want to keep is starting my day with one small action. Mornings don't need to be perfect. I don't need an elaborate routine or a long checklist. I just need something that tells my mind I've started. For me, that action is making the bed in 1 minute. I don't do it perfectly. I simply pull the blanket straight and place the pillows back where they belong. That's it. But the effect is bigger than the effort. The room instantly looks brighter and more put together, even if everything else stays the same. It gives me a quiet sense of order without forcing productivity. Throughout the day, even when things feel rushed or messy, that small moment stays with me. And in the evening, when I come home, tired, walking into a bedroom that looks calm makes it easier to slow down. It feels like the space is welcoming me back instead of adding to my mental load. This tiny habit creates a rhythm. No matter how busy or unpredictable the day becomes, I know I've done one kind thing for myself. It's a reminder that change doesn't have to be dramatic. Sometimes one simple action is enough to anchor the whole day. I've learned that our living space affects our emotions far more than we realize. When objects don't have a fixed place, every glance at them becomes a small mental task. Our brain has to ask, where does this go? Or why is this still here? Over time, those tiny questions add up and create background stress, even on calm days. So instead of aiming for a beautiful or magazine-ready home, I'm choosing something simpler. Every item only needs one clear, permanent home. It doesn't have to look aesthetic. It just needs to be easy to remember. When the rule is simple, it's easier to follow, especially on tired days. In my own home, my keys always go in one small corner near the door. My everyday bag hangs on the same hook no matter what.
My phone charger lives in a single outlet and never travels around the house. Because of this, when I come home, my hands already know where things belong. I don't pause, I don't think, and I don't leave things just for now. This kind of order feels gentle, not controlling. It removes decision-making instead of adding rules. Slowly, the space becomes quieter, and so does my mind. For me, this is minimalism that actually supports real life. Less effort, less noise, and more room to breathe. And don't miss tomorrow's new video. I'll be sharing a practical, honest reset of cleaning, clearing clutter, and organizing, done gently, realistically, and in a way you'll truly find useful. My next 2026 intention is simple self-care. Caring for your body doesn't have to be extreme. It's about small, sustainable habits that truly support well-being. So many of us give up because we set goals that are too high, expecting perfection or massive results overnight. In reality, our bodies just need a little attention each day, something gentle that we can actually keep up without feeling pressured. It's not about running miles or following strict diets. It's about small, consistent gestures that show ourselves care. I always carry a water bottle within sight. Each time I notice it, I take a sip, not worrying about drinking the perfect amount, just a little more than yesterday. Over time, this tiny habit naturally increases hydration without any anxiety. Similarly, when I feel tense from work or sitting too long, I spend just 5 minutes stretching my neck, shoulders, and back. It's not a workout. It's simply letting my body breathe, reminding myself that movement doesn't have to be intense to matter. These small routines create a subtle rhythm to my days. They make me feel attentive and kind to my own body. And even on busy or stressful days, I know I've done something for myself. The beauty of this approach is that it's realistic and flexible. I can adapt it according to how I feel, and it still counts. Little by little, these gentle actions accumulate, and I notice a shift in my energy, posture, and even mindset. This is how I care for myself in a way that feels natural and sustainable, supporting a lifestyle that is simple, smart, and nurturing. You've made it this far, and I truly appreciate you spending time for yourself and your life. Keep watching next. Now let's move to the resting right. Pause intentionally is not a luxury, but a basic need for both mind and body. For the longest time, I treated breaks like a luxury or a reward I could only take after finishing everything. But the truth is, rest is not a reward, it's a basic need. Our minds and bodies can only perform well when we honor the rhythm of work and pause. A simple habit I've started is taking a 5-minute break after every 25 to 30 minutes of focused work. During this short pause, I stand up, stretch my body, and look out the window at something distant. Even this tiny change helps my mind shift from the clutter of tasks to a moment of calm. It reminds me that productivity isn't about pushing endlessly, but about pacing myself intelligently. One crucial part of this break is keeping it truly separate from distractions. I don't scroll social media or check emails. Instead, I focus on giving my brain a real pause, a chance to reset, breathe, and process what I've just done. Over time, these small moments of rest prevent fatigue, reduce mental stress, and even improve focus for the next work session. For 2026, my goal is to honor these mini breaks consistently, recognizing that stopping for a moment is actually part of moving forward. By listening to my body's signals and allowing short pauses, I feel more energized, more present, and more capable of handling tasks without feeling overwhelmed. Resting mindfully is a simple, realistic step towards smarter living and greater well-being. Our next focus is having freedom of enough. This means embracing just enough in daily life, instead of chasing perfection or excess. In 2026, I want to practice living just enough, embracing the idea that it's okay to do less, to do things simply, and to let small, manageable steps accumulate over time. This mindset shift is about changing how I think about daily tasks. I no longer feel pressured to complete every chore perfectly or make everything look magazine ready. Instead, I focus on what truly matters for today. For example, my house doesn't have to be spotless from floor to ceiling every day, but having a clear kitchen counter or a tidy living room table already makes the space feel calmer. Similarly, meals don't have to be elaborate. A simple, nutritious plate is enough to nourish me and give me energy. These small, just enough actions create a sense of accomplishment without draining my energy. The beauty of this approach is how freeing it feels. It's no longer about waiting for the perfect block of time or pushing through exhaustion. Even on busy or low-energy days, I can take small steps, fold a few clothes, wash a few dishes, or simply tidy one corner. Each of these little acts matters and adds up, creating a gentle rhythm to my days. By letting go of perfectionism and embracing the principle of enough for today, I feel lighter, calmer, and more connected to my own life. It's a practical, realistic approach that fits beautifully with a minimalist, intentional lifestyle. Don't stop now. What I'm about to share can change the way you care for yourself, because I believe we all are people in modern life, so we can have some same things about physical problems. Now I'd like to share caring for my feelings. Life isn't always cheerful, and pretending to be happy all the time only creates tension inside. I want to acknowledge how I truly feel without judgment. If I'm sad, tired, or simply uninspired, I let myself name it. Saying I feel tired or I'm a bit down today feels surprisingly freeing. It's not about dwelling on negativity. It's about giving my emotions space to exist without forcing positivity. Small, gentle habits help me honor my feelings. On quiet evenings, I allow myself to do nothing. I just lie down, rest, and breathe. Sometimes I listen to old songs that bring comfort, or I pick up a childhood hobby, like sketching or weaving, even if I'm not particularly skilled. These moments aren't about productivity. They're about letting my inner world breathe and reminding myself that my feelings are valid. They offer a pause, a safe space where I don't have to perform or meet anyone else's expectations. Accepting my emotions openly reduces self-criticism and quiets the mental chatter that builds when I try to push feelings aside. I feel lighter, more grounded, and more compassionate toward myself. By honoring my emotions honestly, I'm learning that caring for the heart is just as essential as caring for the body or the home. It's a simple, realistic way to nurture resilience and inner peace in everyday life. Next up is managing time. A simple shift in punctuality can reduce stress, creating gentle rhythms instead of frantic moments. I've realized that one of the simplest ways to feel calmer in 2026 is to manage my time more thoughtfully. So often, stress creeps in simply because I'm running late or rushing from one thing to another. I've started giving myself a small buffer, arriving 10 to 15 minutes earlier than needed. It feels like a tiny change, but it transforms the whole day. By leaving this little space, I allow myself to breathe before meetings, appointments, or even small errands. I no longer feel the frantic pressure of watching the clock, and it's amazing how much that eases tension. I notice I'm less irritable, less likely to snap at minor annoyances, and my mind feels clearer. Even on busy days, there's a quiet moment to prepare mentally for what's ahead. This shift has taught me that calm isn't about controlling every detail or squeezing in more tasks. It's about respecting the natural pace of life. By arriving early, I reclaim small pieces of time that let me adjust, smile, and move through the day with more ease. A day that once felt stressful now unfolds gently, and I feel more present in each moment, enjoying the rhythm of life instead of racing against it. Let's talk about my next goal, joy of being alone. Being alone doesn't have to feel empty. It isn't about loneliness, it's about discovering a deeper connection with myself. Simple everyday experiences make this practice real. I go out for a meal alone, savoring each bite without distraction. Sometimes I bring a book to a cafe, letting the world move around me while I immerse in a story. Other days I take aimless walks, letting my thoughts wander freely, noticing small details I might usually overlook. These moments are quiet, but they are rich. They teach me patience, observation, and self-compassion. The benefits go beyond just passing time. I understand my preferences, my moods, and my rhythms better. I learn to enjoy doing things just for myself without needing validation from others. Over time, I notice that being alone doesn't feel like a void anymore. It feels like a space for reflection, creativity, and rest.
It's comforting to know I can be fully present with myself, and that inner completeness doesn't depend on anyone else's presence. Now, the inner growth is about learning to accept mistakes, trust intuition, and live gently with myself and others in 2026. I've realized that maturity isn't about never making mistakes. It's about accepting them, learning, and moving forward without dragging unnecessary weight. This awareness has made me more compassionate, not only toward myself, but also toward the people around me. Small, mindful changes help me live this truth daily. I try to judge others less, knowing everyone is navigating their own challenges. Instead of doubting myself, I trust my intuition, even in small choices. And sometimes, I take a tiny leap into discomfort, doing something that scares me a little but feels authentic. For example, saying no when my boundaries need to be protected used to feel impossible, but now I see it as an act of self-respect rather than defiance. Equally important is how I treat myself when I err. I no longer dwell in guilt for hours or beat myself up over small mistakes. Instead, I remind myself that errors are part of learning, part of life, part of growth. This approach lightens the mind and the heart. Life feels more genuine, more connected, and less burdened by perfection. The gentleness I extend to myself naturally spills over into my interactions with others, creating a quieter, warmer, and more thoughtful way of living.
And finally, mindful purchases. It's about financial freedom. Each item we bring into our lives should have purpose and meaning rather than simply filling space or momentary desire. By approaching purchases with care, I feel less cluttered both physically and mentally. A simple habit I've started is tracking my spending for a month. I don't judge myself or try to restrict everything. I just record what I buy. Seeing patterns emerge helps me understand where my money truly goes and which purchases are intentional versus automatic. Before buying anything, I ask myself a gentle question. Will I use this regularly? If the answer is uncertain, I leave it behind. This small pause has saved me from many impulsive buys and created space for things that genuinely matter. I also nurture mindful experiences rather than accumulating items.
Cooking one new recipe a week brings me joy and a sense of creativity, while printing a few physical photos helps me preserve memories in a tangible way that digital files never quite capture. In 2026, I'm embracing small, realistic steps to become a calmer, more intentional version of myself. From starting mornings with one simple action, creating gentle rhythms in my home, caring for my body and emotions, to managing time thoughtfully and making mindful purchases. This video is a reflection of my commitment. I hope it inspires and encourages others to join me on this journey. I would be truly happy if you see some of these goals fitting naturally into your own life and feel inspired to try them in your own way. Right after this video, don't miss my next one on a practical, realistic reset for cleaning, decluttering, and organizing your home in a way that actually works for everyday life. You won't want to miss it, as it's packed with tips that can make a real difference. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe, because you deserve a life that's simpler, calmer, and more joyful. Share these ideas with friends and loved ones so we can all live more intentionally together.